Greetings once again, my fellow primates. This is Dustin Michelli, here again with you with another primate report. I know it's been a little while since I've done any blogging or vlogging. I've been very busy. Wanted to catch up with you guys. Anything happened in the last month that I might have missed? Just kidding, just kidding. I know that there's a lot that I've missed. I was letting our other online journalists and activists and transparency truth bringers bring you the news that's important. I hope you all have been watching the Jimmy Dore Show, the Humanist Report, and all of those other online networks to get your news and get a little bit broader of an understanding of what's going on. I hope you haven't been depending on our mainstream media to bring you the story in a reasonable and fair sort of way. So, what we have missed is a revolving door of administrative people in the Trump administration, including Sean Spicer, and the addition of General Michael Kelly. I'm not going to cover too much of that. A lot of people have already done a lot of stuff about that. I'm not going to do that. It's a little bit old news. Also, a little bit older news that was around the same period of time that I was going to report on was John McCain became ill, went to the hospital, and found out that he has a brain tumor. Big surprise there that warmonger John McCain, some of the crazy things that he's been saying might have had some kind of pressure going on his actual brain. Another part of that is Caitlin Johnstone from Medium and from Counterpropa had written an article asking for John McCain to die while he was in his initial consultation, doctor's visit to check on his eye. And then he found out he had brain cancer. People acted as though Caitlin was herself actually responsible for it, which of course is preposterous. But at the same time, she unequivocally came out and said, he's a warmonger, he's an awful person, and he is. He's backed every single war that we've been in conflict. We've been in conflict ever since I can remember, but he's backed every single one of these conflicts with exuberance. Not just casual, hey, maybe we should get involved in this situation over there, but like he was really, really exuberant about every single one of our military conflicts. There's some strange psychology going on in there somewhere. They treated Caitlin as though she had actually put like a curse on him or some shit like that. And I'll tell you what, if it worked like that, then that would be great, because I'll sacrifice a whole fucking chicken if we could get somebody like somebody like James Clapper to kick off. If we could get somebody like James Clapper to get sick, or John Brennan, or any of the other deep state fucking monsters that are just a big problem for us, then I'll sacrifice a chicken or a goat right the fuck here. Seriously, if I thought that was the case, the whole thing in Charlottesville, again, it was tragic. We had clashing forces over the removal of a Confederate statue of Robert E. Lee, I believe. You had on one side, on the right, you had the right, which was, well, KKK members, Trump supporters, some of whom were Trump supporters as well, fascist groups, Nazi groups, all there to voice their opposition to removing the statue of Robert E. Lee. I don't agree with their assessment. I don't agree with anything that they have to say. I agree with the fact that they have the right to say those things and defend their stupid statue if they want to. The Antifa people seemed to be directly antagonizing a physical confrontation before the worst thing could possibly happen is somebody actually decided to kill someone. And not only someone, but I think it's 19 people got injured, and one woman was killed as a driver drove through the crowd of anti-protesters. Things are getting real, folks. It's getting real bad out there. I don't know what else to say about this issue other than, Donald Trump came out, said, oh, it's on both sides, and, it's a tragedy, and you know what, he was right. It's awful. It was a tragedy, and it is coming from both sides, and it's completely counterproductive to everything that we need to do in terms of fixing our world and fixing especially our American society, the most powerful, wealthiest society in the world, wielding vast amounts of influence, resources, and military might, and we're falling apart. We're falling apart and tearing each other apart. So on the Antifa thing, I also wanted to read part of an article that I ran across in a Washington Examiner by Stephen Nelson, and it's Noam Chomsky. It's an interview with Noam Chomsky, and it says Noam Chomsky, Antifa is a major gift to the right. Now let's listen to what Noam Chomsky says. He's one of the foremost intellectuals in our country and has been for many, many years. He's a social critic and professor. So we're going to read part of this article and we'll get back to talking about it. And it starts out with, the left-wing Antifa movement is rising in prominence after clashing with white supremacists in Charlottesville, Virginia. But one progressive scholar says the anti-fascists feed the fire they seek to extinguish. That would be known. As for Antifa, it's a minuscule fringe of the left, just as the predecessors were known. Chomsky told the Examiner it's a major gift to the right, including right-wing militants who are exuberant. Many activists affiliated with the loosely organized Antifa movement consider themselves anarchists or socialists. They often wear black and take measures to conceal their identity. And this is true. We've seen this on videotape, and I've had interactions with some of these folks online myself. They were also big proponents of the Punch a Nazi movement. I want to be very clear about something before I continue on with this. I am staunchly anti-fascist. I am staunchly anti-KKK and anti-Nazi. I've actually seen KKK rallies happen in my mixed neighborhoods in Terre Haute, Indiana when I was a child, and it was one of the most distressing, vivid, and disturbing things I've ever seen in my life. That being said, no one should be subjected to violence or assaulted for their point of view. I'm going to say that again. No one should be subjected to violence or assaulted simply because of their point of view. No matter how repugnant that point of view is. No matter how ridiculous that point of view is. No one should be assaulted for that. No, we draw the line when actual physical confrontation and people trying to stand in your way starts to happen. But until then, don't go fucking punching anyone. Don't go fucking punching a Nazi. Don't go punching a socialist. Don't go punching anybody. Quit punching people. This is not fucking helping anything at all. A lot of people will say, oh, you're just an apologist, you're just an appeaser, or you just want to get along with the Nazis. No, I don't want to get along with them. I want to challenge them. I want to challenge their preconceived, ridiculous notions verbally. I want to challenge it on the logistical aspects that are completely shallow. Just because you have the right to free speech does not mean you have the right to not be criticized, and that's what they deserve. They deserve criticism and scorn, media lambasting, critique of every single sort. They need people doing spoofs of them. Don't punch a Nazi. Don't punch anybody. When you succumb to being violent, when you become nonviolent, when you stop being nonviolent, then the right has you exactly where they want you. You know, it's just like John Lennon said. You know, they'll flick your face, they'll pull your beard, they'll spit in your face. You know, and as long as you don't react, they don't know what to do with you. But as soon as you become violent, they know exactly what to do with you. They know exactly what to do with you then. So don't run around punching people based off of nothing. Which, what I mean by nothing is somebody's point of view, perspective, opinion, belief. None of those things, no matter how repugnant or ridiculous they are, merit hitting someone. So, again, one more time, you may not hit someone, you may not assault someone over their point of view. It's just that flippin' simple. And I will stand in front of and stand against any people who continue to push this ridiculous idea. So, to move on. Many of activists affiliated loosely with the Antifa organization consider themselves anarchists and socialists. They often wear black. I read that part, and take measures to conceal their identity. And they do. They're just like the KKK in that sense. So that they're trying to protect themselves from scrutiny, from social criticism, from all the different things that that come with being a violent dick. You know, that's the truth. You know, our own Lee Camp, our friend Lee Camp, who is we look up to here at Press Monkey Independent Media, Lee was there at Charlottesville. He literally was a witness to it happening. He didn't have it on camera, but he was a witness to it happening right there. You know, who knows how close he was actually to almost getting hit himself. So we've got people who are running over other people because of, again, because of their point of view. Now, this person has been taken into custody. We'll soon see how that all unfolds. But this all seems to be a distraction. You know, it all seems to be a way of getting us to not look at our institutional issues that we're having, our cultural issues that we're having, our social issues that we're having. It wants us to just ignore that stuff. You know, especially our institutions and leaders who are failed us miserably and on every single level, including Donald Trump, who is just the most awful figurehead possible, but still seemingly at the same time very apropos for who America is, because, you know, we're a sports and reality TV culture. You know, we're a sports and reality TV culture. We're not a documentary and history channel culture, and even our history channel has become nothing more than another channel to put a bunch of reality TV shows on. And that's why we're watching the White House season of The Apprentice right now. And to conclude, if you would like to, if you support or like to support our show, my beginning show here at the Primate Report, you can go to our startup fund that is on GoFundMe.com. Go to GoFundMe.com, put in Press Monkey Media startup fund, and it should take you right there. Or we'll provide the link below. We already have a couple donations that came in from Patty Rockstar, who is from Glenwood Springs, Colorado, also who owns High Country Gems and Minerals. We're very familiar with Patty's store. We shop there often. She's a great local in Glenwood Springs, and a great fan of ours, and we're a great fan of hers. She's really an awesome person. She's an activist as well, who's been seen and known to be seen around many of the political things that have been happening in the past couple years, especially the progressive movements and things like that. So we would like to give a shout out to Patty especially. Thank you so much for your contribution, Patty, and for getting us kick-started off. You've become a founding member now. So Patty Rockstar, thank you so much for your beginning support. Our goal is $20,000, probably undershooting it quite a bit, But we need equipment, we need microphones, we need space to continue the report. To end our cast, we're going to leave it at that and ask you one more time to come and to our funding page and help us out. We'll provide the link below. Thank you. Peace and bananas, and everybody just keep on swinging.